All right, let's get right into it. We're looking at a serious situation for Queensland and northern New South Wales. It's this incredible and frankly dangerous weather whiplash. We're going from a blistering heat wave straight into a massive, multi-day rain event that brings with it a major flood risk.
And just so you know, this important alert is brought to you by our friends at pressreleasecloud.io, who are experts in content creation and multicast distribution. Okay, so what's the first thing you need to wrap your head around?
It all starts with this number right here, 300 millimeters. In some spots, that's how much rain could fall over the next few days. I mean, to put that into perspective, that is a staggering amount of water. It's more than enough to cause serious, life-threatening flooding.
So, to make sure you have everything you need, we've broken this down into 5 key parts. We'll start with the major alert itself, then we'll explain this wild swing from heat wave to deluge. After that, we'll get into the timeline and rainfall totals, map out the areas at highest risk, and finish up with a really crucial flood safety plan.
Right, the number one thing to get is that this is not your typical storm that just blows through in a few hours. No way. We're looking at a weather system that's basically parked itself, and that means days of relentless, heavy rain over the exact same places, which just ramps up the flood risk massively.
And let's be really clear, this isn't just some weather forecast, it is a major alert. The Bureau of Meteorology, Queensland Disaster Management, they've all issued formal warnings. Emergency services are already on high alert, getting people and equipment into place. The message from them is loud and clear. You need to prepare, and you need to do it now.
You know, to really understand how dangerous this is, you have to look at the crazy reversal that's happening. Just days ago, people were dealing with a severe heat wave, and that sudden shift is what makes this whole situation so volatile. In fact, that heat actually makes things worse, because when the ground is baked hard, it can't soak up water. The rain just runs right off, and that's what causes dangerous flash floods.
I mean, just look at this contrast. Earlier this week, you had places like Ipswich hitting a sweltering 37 degrees. Now, heading into the weekend, we could see a temperature drop of 10 degrees or even more. That rapid cooling, meteorologically speaking, is like pouring gasoline on a fire. It gives these storms so much more energy to work with.
So what's causing this perfect storm? Well, think of it like this. You've got this stalled, low-pressure system that's acting like a giant engine, just sucking up unbelievable amounts of warm, tropical moisture from the Coral Sea. Now, normally, that whole system would move on, but there's a massive high-pressure system sitting in the Tasman Sea that's acting like a giant wall, and it's trapping this whole rain-making machine right over us, forcing it to just dump and dump for days.
Okay, which brings us to the really critical questions, right? When is this all going to hit, and just how much rain are we actually talking about? Getting the timing right is absolutely key to being prepared.
It looks like this whole thing is going to roll out in stages. The first storm should start firing up around 6 p.m. Thursday, just to the west of Brisbane. But from there, things are going to escalate pretty quickly overnight. Friday morning and midday, that's when we're expecting the heaviest, most widespread downpours. And the danger doesn't stop there. The rain will continue all weekend, falling on ground that's already soaked, which means the flood risk just keeps going up and up.
So let's talk totals. Over the next 4 days in South East Queensland, we're talking widespread falls of 150 to 250 millimeters. And remember, those isolated spots that could get over 300. Central Queensland and Northeast New South Wales are also right in the firing line with some really dangerous amounts. And please, remember this, it's not just the total rainfall. A smaller amount falling in a really short, intense burst is exactly what triggers those deadly flash floods.
With that much rain coming down, the big question is where? Where is the risk the greatest? So let's pinpoint the specific areas that the authorities are really worried about.
Okay, in Brisbane, the risk is especially high in those low-lying suburbs that have a history of flooding, places like Rocklea and Oxley. The urban creeks are another huge concern. Creeks like Breakfast Creek or Norman Creek can swell up incredibly fast. And because the city has so much clay soil and pavement, the water has nowhere to go. It just runs off, creating a massive risk of flash flooding, even in parts of the CBD.
But this is way bigger than just an urban Brisbane event. The flood watch is huge. It covers massive river systems, the Brisbane, the Condamine, Ballon, the Fitzroy. That means communities all the way from central Queensland down into northern New South Wales are at risk. And we're not just talking about flash flooding anymore. This is about riverine flooding, which is the slower moving but much more widespread flooding that happens when entire river systems overfill, sometimes days after the rain has actually stopped.
So, after all that, we get to the most important part. What can you actually do about it? Let's walk through a really clear, actionable safety plan to help you protect your home and, most importantly, your family. First up, your property.
These are simple things you can do right now. Go clear out your gutters and drains. You'd be amazed what a difference that makes. Tie down or bring inside anything in your yard that could float away or become a projectile. Move your cars, valuables, and electronics to higher ground, and if you know you're in a flood-prone area, now is the time to get some sandbags ready.
Next, your family. This is what really matters. Pack an emergency kit. Make sure you have enough water, food that won't spoil, and any medications to last for at least 72 hours. Know your evacuation routes, and please have a backup route. Talk about this plan with everyone in your house so they all know what to do. And please take a minute to check on your neighbors, especially anyone elderly or vulnerable who might need a hand.
And if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be these 5 words. If it's flooded, forget it. The vast majority of flood-related deaths happen because people drive, walk, or even play in floodwaters. It only takes about 15 centimeters of fast-moving water to sweep you off your feet, and just 60 centimeters to make a car float. The water is always deeper and faster than it looks, and you have no idea what debris is hidden under the surface. It is never, ever worth the risk.
As this event unfolds, it is so important that you rely on official information, not rumors you see on social media. For any life-threatening emergency, always call 000. For help with storm or flood damage, that's the SES on 13 500. For the very latest warnings, go straight to the source, the Bureau of Meteorology website. And for local alerts, check the Queensland Disaster Management portal. And don't forget, your local ABC radio is the official emergency broadcaster.
So, I'll leave you with this last thought. Preparing yourself is absolutely critical, but it's community. It's looking out for each other that really gets everyone through these things safely. So your emergency kit might be packed, your car might be on high ground, but have you taken just 1 minute to check on your neighbors? Please, stay safe, stay informed, and look out for one another.